heavens may cease to be, this world may lose its motion, if I could fall
Just like that. Dude, something came out. Just like that.
Oh, have you seen those mournful doves flying from pine to pine, mourning for their own true love, just like I mourn for mine? The storms are on the ocean, the heavens may cease to be, this world may lose its motion, if I prove false to thee. Oh, who will shoe your pretty little feet, and who will glove your hands, and who will kiss your rosy red cheeks when I'm in a far-off land?
Hello everybody, I'm Garrett and you're watching 11 Bang Bang. Today we have a very special video, and if you notice, I'm not wearing a hat. That's because today the wind above the berm is blowing about 78 miles an hour, and down here it's about 30. Luckily we have our lapel mic on, but I just couldn't fight keeping my hat on all day, so we're going without. Today I have a very special episode. This one is dedicated to Stephen M. Mann, Turkey Creek 1823, and Blackie Thomas. All three of which who told me that since I was into these production style Hawkins, and I really do like them, all three of them told me that one of the best you could get is a C.V.A. mountain rifle, an old C.V.A. mountain rifle. These were, Jeremiah Johnson had just come out. These guns were hot on the market. Everybody was buying a C.V.A. Hawken, but a C.V.A. Hawken is not a very close representation of a plains or mountain rifle. So this was the upper end of that. You can see that we have a Maplewood stock, which by the way guys, I bought this gun used and it was in terrible shape. And I sanded it down. I took this wood and I put iron nitrate on it, Aquafortis, and linseed oil. I rebrowned the barrel. I color case hardened the lock. Made this gun look really good, but the reason these guns were so loved is we have a German silver patch box. All iron furniture mountings, double wedges instead of just one, and a longer barrel. The main selling point though is the other guns of the era in the 1970s, most of them had a 1 in 48 twist, so you could shoot conicals and round balls. These C.V.A. mountain rifles came with a 1 in 66 twist, which is a round ball rifle shooting barrel, shoots round balls great. That's what they did. That's basically the same twist they used back in the 19th century. Now, this one is one of the earliest ones, as the barrel is actually marked made in the USA. Now, there seems to be some discussion as to whether or not those were made in the USA or they were made in Spain and then brought in and then marked made in the USA. A lot of people really do believe these guns are made in the USA, so I'm not going to argue that point one way or the other. The way you can tell if you have a very early production gun is your gun will say made in the USA. After I think second year production, they quit putting that on the barrel, and you will have squared ramrod pipes. And this does have a hickory ramrod I made for it. I even took and I decorated the end a little bit. When I browned the barrel, I've shot this quite a bit, so of course I've kind of wore some of the browning off the end. But you know what? This has turned out to be a really, really good rifle. I've ladder tested it. I know what it likes. This particular rifle likes between 70 and 80 grains of our homemade 3F black powder. By the way, this one is in 50 caliber. So enough talking about it, let's shoot it. All right, so let's load her up. I'm gonna put in 80 grains, and I do have an actual measure spout on the end of my horn, but I am still going to use a powder measure. I have 80 grains right there. I'm gonna go right down the bore. the wind don't blow it all away. Like I said, this is homemade 3F, and it does pretty good in this rifle. Now, this rifle, by the way, guys, does have a little bit of pitting at the very base of the barrel. Just kind of how it was when I bought it. I probably need to lap it. But if you keep your bore clean, it doesn't seem to be a huge issue. So, all right, Blackie Thomas's gun butter on a .18 pillow ticking. I usually shoot .20, but the Hobby Lobby my wife goes to is actually having a sale on some .18, so I thought I'll try that. I don't have to be I don't have to shoot clover leaves at 100 yards with this gun, kind of like Ethan can do with his Woods Runner. I don't have to do that. It's not necessary, so I'm not going to use that tight of a pillow ticking. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. And Ethan actually took my 50 caliber ball starter, so I'm using my 36 today, but it'll work. All right, and then we're going to take and get out our pocket knife if I can find it. I usually use pre-cut patches, but like I said, trying something different here. And so it's going to slow me down just a hair. But you should always cut away from yourself like this, right? All right, so, and by the way, I have a patch knife, but like I said, Ethan's been using all my 50 caliber setup here lately for his Woods Runner, and so I couldn't find it all this morning. He's away doing drill with the National Guard. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Starts pretty good. Get my ramrod out. Good hickory ramrod here. Just get it set right down in there, and there's that rough spot right at the bottom, but that's all right. We got the set trigger set. Let's go out 40 yards and 80 grains, ring that steel. Yes, sir, just like that. And we're gonna reset that set trigger. I would say that would put food on the table, wouldn't you, Caleb? All right, guys, like I said before, there are a lot of guys who have been doing this way longer than me that absolutely swear by the C.V.A. mountain rifle. And they're right, it has a great barrel. It shoots accurately. I'm not doing it today because of all the wind out there. I couldn't hold a paper target on there if I wanted to. But this thing will shoot clover leaves at 50 yards easily, all of them touching. Once you get up to about 110 grains, it starts to really spread out, and it really doesn't shoot that well, you know, below 60. But anywhere from about 70 to 90 grains, this thing just shoots lights out all day long. Whoever got it before me had already sighted it in. Shoots about 3 inches high at 50 yards and shoots right on at 100. Let's go out here now and let's shoot our little red plate and see if we can hit it. See if I can. I need to rig my, I haven't shot many cap locks here lately, so I need to get my cap lock rigged up to, my capper rigged up to my rope. That does make it handy. I'm gonna set that cap, set the set trigger. All right, red plate, here we go.
Powder taps and balls, it comes go bang it all.
Sing it with me. All right, guys, well, I did it. Fooling around talking to the camera. I dry-balled it. Now, the good thing is sometimes when that happens, it's not that hard to fix, especially on a cap lock. You just go ahead and pull the nipple out. And I went ahead and I poured some 3F right down there behind the nipple. And we're gonna see if we can blast that ball out of there. The thing is, if you're muzzle loading on a pretty continual basis, it's not if you're gonna dry ball, it's just when, right, Caleb? And anybody that tells you that they've been muzzle loading for a long time and ain't never dry balled, they ain't been muzzle loading for a long time. All right, so we got about, let's say 10 grains in here. Let's see if we can get 10 grains out of it, draw that ball out. Shoot. Something came out. Yes, sir, we are clear. That's how you get a dry ball out of your gun. I might cone this one too if Ethan actually buys me a coning jig.
Oh, yeah.
If Ethan decides to buy me a coning jig, I might cone this rifle. Yes, sirree. By the way, guys, can't replace a good hickory ramrod. Don't use those junk ones that come with the guns. They don't last very long. Good hickory ramrod blank from Track of the Wolf. Do it up how you like it. I did this one with a little bit of yellow dye and some linseed oil. Works really good. All right, now we're loaded up. Now let's shoot the red plate. Just like that. Yes, sirree, Bob. I really love this gun. It shoots really good. Let's go out to 100 and see what we can do. I'm about to go out to 100. I just wanted to point out that one of the things that I really like about this gun and this patch combination is actually using Blackie's gun butter, because this is third shot, and as you can see, she's still going right on down there. She gets close to the bottom. And I actually tried using some Track of the Wolf pre-lube patches in this before, and it was getting tight on shot number 2. So yeah, Blackie's gun butter. You guys have heard me say it before, I'll say it again. I don't know what the secret is necessarily, but whatever it is, it works obviously on cap and ball revolvers too, but it really shines when it comes to muzzle loading rifles. Let's see if we can tell where it goes if I miss. Well, I didn't miss, so I don't have to tell where it goes. All right, there we go. At 100 yards, the way the wind was blowing, I had to hold over about 4 inches to the left of the... All right, guys, let's step this bad boy out to 150 and miss. Pretty sure in all this wind, ain't no way I can hit it. If I do, it's gonna be luck. All right, 150 yards. Couldn't tell where it went. Well, we're not gonna try that again. Maybe we should go out to 300 and just for the fun of it. 350 yards just for the fun of it. All right, guys, here we go. Let's attempt a miss at 350 yards on that swinging man-sized target way out there. Now, if I know the wind. Did I hit it? Did you see any dirt? I think the wind's blowing so hard out there, the dirt goes away before you can see where it hit. All right, let's shoot a gong in the wind. Yeah, smacks them around. All right, guys, so that's all I have today for the C.V.A. mountain rifle. One of my absolute favorite, quote-unquote, Hawken style rifles. Even though this one's a lot better than most of them, it's still not quite a Hawken, but it is a very good mountain rifle. Like I said, German silver patch box. Everything I've done to this gun, really kind of just fell in love with it. All the iron mountings. Really a good gun for a beginner. I mean, they're a little more expensive than the other guns nowadays. They haven't made them for you know what, 20 years almost at this point, but these are really good guns, good heavy barrel, good long barrel, good round ball twist. Now, as I said before, I know some guys who swear by these things. Blackie Thomas has been in love with one for 30 plus years. Stephen M. Mann, he's got his own channel, I'll link to it down here in the description. He's always telling me about how he's covered the Rocky Mountains a horseback with old Bertha, who, by the way, I believe that is a C.V.A. big bore mountain rifle in 54 caliber. It'd be even better because I love 54 caliber. And of course, Turkey Creek 1823 has told me that, of course, this was one of his first rifles. The other thing that's really kept this gun going today, and I didn't fire a whole lot of shots through it. I think I put, about 15 rounds through it today. Wind's just blowing like crazy. One of those days where it's not a whole lot of fun to be at the range, but you know, any day at the range is better than a day at work, right? But anyway, one of the things really kept this going is using that pellet ticking lubed with Blackie's gun butter. And he sells that stuff. If you want to go find it, go check out Blackie Thomas, Shyman's Forge, his channel. He sells some really good gun butter that really, I haven't found a gun yet that doesn't just continuously run on it, whether it be a percussion revolver or muzzle loading rifle, flintlock, anything. Seems to really work good. A lot of the guys that had these went on to make custom rifles. You know, they've gone on to things like the Kibler and things like that now that are even more historically accurate. But everybody I know that has owned one of these has a special place in their heart for them. This one actually came with maple wood, as you can see, and just a beautiful rifle altogether. And obviously one of my favorites. I think I have almost all the production Hawkins ever made now except Browning mountain rifle. Still looking to get one of those one of these days soon. But like I said, this is my absolute favorite up to this point. As always, trust in God. Keep your powder dry. Bye.